Hello everyone, I hope you're enjoying your day. Welcome back to another BeamNG.Drive video. So for today, we'll be looking at the best over-the-top vehicle mods. And by over-the-top, I mean vehicles that are huge, have wacky parts, too many wheels, are a tank, can drive anywhere, or just look very weird considering what they actually are. Now, considering the wacky nature of these mods, we'll do things a bit different compared to my other vehicle mod review videos. So, in this video, we'll be looking at the exterior model, interior quality, if there is any, how big the car actually is, we'll see if the car has any special features, can you actually crash it and how much, and of course, I'll add some extra notes if there are any to add. Like in the previous videos, you'll have the download links to all the mods in the description below. If you don't see them right away, just expand the description and it's all gonna be there. So with that out of the way, let's get started. But before we do, make sure to subscribe if you're watching these videos and haven't subscribed yet, and also if you enjoyed this one in particular, make sure to leave a like, it helps the channel out a lot and I really appreciate it. So, let's get started. The first car on this list is Bruckell Firehawk V12. As you can see, this is basically a 6-axle moonhawk that has a 27-liter airplane engine and a couple of machine guns in it, nothing much. When it comes to its interior, it's equipped with an airplane steering wheel, an added clock, and some configurations even have target sights to make sure you know which tree you're aiming at before you hit it. This is the only car that we'll do a sound check for in this video, so here it goes. Okay, now here's a pigeon for scale so you can see how big it actually is. When it comes to crashing, it crashes pretty much like a regular moonhawk, which means it deforms pretty nice, there's a lot of fun to be had with it. Now a slight catch with this mod is that it spawns without tires on rear wheels, but you can fix this quite easily by just putting some tires on there using the part selector, and I recommend the racing tires because you really need the extra grip. Overall, it's a really fun car to drive, so try it out even if you prefer only the very realistic car mods. The next mod on this list is T80UD Tank. Yes, it's a tank. As you can see, the exterior model looks very good, but unfortunately there's no interior of any kind. The great news is you can actually rotate and move the turrets in any of the 4 directions, so left, right, up or down, and you can actually even shoot. Shooting will destroy some beams on your car, you won't see the difference, but it won't do any damage to the terrain or other people around you. When it comes to crashing, well, it's a tank, good luck trying to crash it. When it comes to size, here's a pigeon for scale so you can get the idea of how big it actually is. A quick tip about this mod to save you some headache is that it's usually among the last things on your car list, even behind the props, so just scroll all the way down if you can't see it and it's probably gonna be there. The next car thingy on this list is Labrador Beaver 8x8. As you can see, it's a compact 8x8, which even has pedal tires, meaning it's amphibious, it can move on water. It can also move on the road and off the road. It's even quite a capable off-roader, so this thing can basically go anywhere. As you can see, it has a jet ski / car hybrid interior. When it comes to its size, as usual, here's a pigeon for scale so you can get the idea of how big it actually is. When it comes to crashing, this thing is a pretty slow mover, so you're gonna have a hard time crashing it using its own power unless you roll it down a hill. But if you use some other cars to crash it, then you can get results like this. Overall, it's a pretty fun thing to drive, and it's very versatile, so make sure to try it out. The next mod on this list is ATTE Remastered. As you can see, this thing pretty much looks like it came from a galaxy far away. It's got 8 wheels and even selectable steering for both front and rear wheels. It actually has an interior, and I won't comment texture quality on this video. When it comes to how big this thing actually is, well, you can quite comfortably park a pigeon in between its sets of wheels. When it comes to crashing, well, it's another heavy armored vehicle, so you shouldn't be able to crash it much, but you can dent it as you can see right here. Overall, it's a very fun to drive huge wacky thing, so make sure to try it out if you like wacky mods. The next car on this list is Limo Hopper. Yes, it's a stretch limo version of the Hopper. Quite shockingly, it looks like a stretched hopper. And the interior is also basically the same as hopper, just stretched. And to get the idea of its actual size, of course, here's a pigeon for scale. Now, when it comes to crashing, the normal version crashes pretty much like a hopper with added weight, so nothing major to see here, but it's still very fun. The great news is there's also a splittable version that you're looking at right now that you can actually pretty much split in half if you crash it hard enough, and it's really fun to crash. Now, unfortunately, you can't place any seats or something similar in the empty middle part of the interior. I'd really love to see that feature added. But overall, it's a pretty good mod, a pretty fun thing to drive, so make sure you try it out. The next car thingy on this list is shoe car. Yep, that's a car that looks like a high-heel shoe. As you can see, it's got quite interesting exterior model and it even has an interior. Now, let's move off to how big it actually is before you notice the missing textures. Here's the pigeon for scale. Now, when it comes to crashing, its body minus the wheels is pretty rigid, so it's quite hard to crash, but you can use other cars to crash it and get results like these. This thing is powered by a tiny but high revving engine. It's not very fast, but it's not also too slow. It's quite awkward to drive, but also quite fun to drive, so I still recommend it. It's a really nice mod. But obviously very clunky and wacky. And the final wacky car thingy on this list is hay bale sport. Yep, you're looking at a motorized hay bale on wheels available for BeamNG.Drive. When it comes to an interior, it does have it, even though it's an exterior feature, but it still does its job. And of course, let's put a pigeon for scale so you can get the idea of how big this thing actually is. When it comes to crashing, it's very rigid up until a certain threshold, and these are the results you can get after crossing that threshold. When it comes to actual driving experience, suspension is a bit weird, but the car drives pretty nice overall. It's a pretty fun mod to drive around, so make sure to try it out. So that's gonna be all for this wacky list. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really wanted to make a video for those of you that enjoy the wacky mods and not just the serious stuff, so I really hope you liked it. If you found this video informative or if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you like my videos in general. It really helps the channel out a lot and I tremendously appreciate it. That's gonna be all from me today, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you next week. Bye bye!